Everyone knows that it is fact that cows love to get milked. And today, everyone's favorite pirate. But did you know I worked at Blizzard for 7 years while my dad was in one of the highest positions in the company? But I'm not a Nepo baby somehow. Software does it again. Not even 3 days ago, he was accidentally exposed as being officially gay. I know. Water is wet, but honestly, I did not expect that revelation will ever be put to the light. And now, considering Pirate Software cannot contain his frail, weak, and blatantly stupid ego, he got exposed by the same person again, now for being not only a guy, wink wink, oh, but a furry guy, wink wink. It is one of the most hilarious things because the person exposing him is blatantly mentally unhinged and insane, and it still sticks. And it sticks extra hard now because Pirate Software decided that he's gonna fire against it. And he fired against it in one of the worst ways possible, aka not providing any proof, and furthermore, providing so little proof and blatantly false claims that this person just proved that he's lying even more about things. And this is hilarious, especially considering this is a attempt by Pirate Software and another person to make all of this vanish and completely bury this person called Lyric Wolf. It is hilarious. I'm gonna read Pirate Software's comeback on all of the claims of being emotionally manipulative and a horrible person in general, which is all true, by the way, to a certain degree. So this is the statement that he thought it's a genius idea to put out. After 5 years, you come back around to try pushing this a lot again because I'm a big creator now. You just gotta inflate that ego a little bit, my dude, right? It didn't work in 2020 because everyone called you out on your shit, and it's not going to work now. But it is. But it is. You were a massive donator to our game in its very beginnings and tried to use that to get close to both River Makes and myself. It worked, and we were good friends for a bit there. When you were in the sphere of friendship, you tried to push that to something sexual, and I turned you down. Which, by the way, just from the logs that were posted, and Pirate Software saw them being posted, we know this is completely untrue, but it gets better because that was the old stuff, right? This is gonna get better. I'm just giving you this for context what Pirate Software is saying because when we start this, again, the person making this is completely unhinged, and so making anything understandable is a challenge for them, obviously, as literally anyone in Pirate Software's vicinity. After that, you went after Shea and made her uncomfortable. I love the fact that finally now, since it's official thing, we're gonna use pronouns and the pronouns that this person wants correctly. Because when it comes to no one knowing, oh, he is not calling her a her, okay? He's calling him a him. Oh, Pirate Software, you're such a great guy. So uncomfortable that she panics when thinking about that conversation, centered centered to this day, and doesn't want to go to conventions anymore. Which is the most insane thing to just say in general. I had a conversation so lackluster bad with someone that I am now scarred for life. Only Pirate Software would ever think that saying something that ridiculous is a good thing. When you charge back all your donations and try to cripple our studio, this is a provable lie because this person, Lyric Wolf, charged back $800, which was a single donation. And, well, we cannot be 100% sure that this is a lie because this pod doesn't really touch on it. It most likely is a blatant lie because everyone taught the same thing because we're normal people, right? The charging back a donation 1+ years after you have done it because you don't like something is pretty scumbag. So Pirate Software would show more donations being charged back if he could, but there is only one donation. So he's trying to lie that there are multiple donations and that this guy tried to destroy them financially, which is complete bull, obviously. Your own BF at the time warned us with how toxic and dangerous you were. No proof of this whatsoever, sadly, but you know what? It's a 40, so I'll honestly believe it. Dude wasn't wrong. You've spent the last 4 months working on this hit piece website as shown on your GitHub. Okay, bro's trying to shame someone for actually putting effort into something and not just making a little bit of a twit longer, okay? Real smooth there. And the last 5 years trying to form the perfect argument to take me down. Boys, watch out. We got a new Bond villain on the loose here. Before that, you edited our logs and made up some weird hypersexual cartoon of who I am, which is all provable, by the way. Edited the logs, there's no proof of this. And by the way, keep in mind this. Again, I'm doing this for context because it's hilarious. Keep in mind this one because the irony of this is Pirate Software says this while deleting evidence that this could have happened because obviously reasons. But hell, your own website has you talking in the third person, which was probably true and it was really strange, and I pointed it out because, again, this person is unhinged. So unhinged, in fact, that even for slight moments, they make Pirate Software look good, and that's a challenge, okay? I could write the wildest fanfic about Pirate Software, and it would still be more grounded and sensible than actually Pirate Software's real life, sadly. You're speaking, okay, third person, trying as if you're speaking from my perspective all over it, which is not true. That's not what he's trying to do. This shit is unhinged and pathetic. How do you get into so much of this stuff? You're a effing parasitic piece of S, and you need to leave us the F alone. See you in 2030, when you inevitably try this shit again. Hilarious. And then we have again this, and if you notice the timestamps right here, you can see that this was posted at the same time. And this is effectively, I'm not going to read this one out. If you want to pause and read it, go ahead, but I'm not going to do it because this is effectively the same exact thing as this. And it's so hilariously poorly done that um, this person, Rivers, wanted to copy this part right here because if you notice, that part is the same, but they accidentally also copied this part, which is from Pirate Software's text here. And if you read the full statement, this just doesn't make any sense. This is how sloppily badly of attempt this honestly was, which is hilarious. Again, Pirate Software is not the brightest of cookies, okay? And now we get here the expose on Pirate Software. So this is the first tweet, but actually it makes more sense to look at this tweet first. Despite deleting all your messages, Pirate Software, you cannot delete the history of calls that we shared together after my erotic roleplay, Furry roleplay again, messages, despite you claiming to end our relationship after rejecting my advances, which is not true. Which is, again, we blatantly know that this is not true from the previous logs, but now it just gets worse. That's why you even called yourself, called me yourself, right, Thor? Which is hilarious. And here we can see a bunch of things. And all of the logs have been deleted. I'm not gonna read these ones because this is literally what was said on the tin. Roleplay. So yeah, I'm not gonna read that, boys. Like, relax. There's no way you're gonna force me to. And then there's more things like this. And again, Pirate Software calls this person. We already know from previous posts that Thor wanted to roleplay and call this person and all of that stuff. And here is the bigger one, okay? Pirate Software and Shia lied in their response. Shia, by the way, is this person. Rivers makes only ferrets. Yes. That is that person. I know a lot of you have talked about this as a nothing burger, but this right here proves that Thor and Shia are lying to you in their responses. And by the way, this is just the prelude. There's actually some stuff here that's really good and hilariously spicy. So, you can read this if you want, but this is the thing that happened, okay? Pirate Software and Shia are claiming that, oh, we can't even get the conversations to prove that he's lying and we aren't because he deleted all of the messages. Well, here's this person literally showing that Pirate Software is actually the one who deleted all of the messages, all of the conversations, and this person has kept everything up from their side, which is hilarious. So if you want to read this, go ahead and read this. It's just proof that messages happen. Again, this is literally just Furry roleplay, so I do not want to read this at all. But it is pretty funny at pretty much any moment that you pause because we have yeah and oh ooh and faces like this, which is cringe. A little bit of fan art, all of these things. As you can see, the conversations are pretty long and arduous. Not to mention, there's literally calls that Pirate Software had with this person that were 10 hours long. Man, I can't even I can't even roleplay for 5 seconds, okay? Let alone 10 hours. That is pretty unhinged and insane. But yes. And now let's get to the a little bit more spicy stuff and actually more evidence is actually provided that matters. That's why you even started those 10-hour calls, right, Thor? Because he rejected me. Again, Pirate Software is literally in the response saying that no, all of this is lies, all of this is rejection, and blah, blah, blah. And, well, we all know now that Pirate Software is a complete lying a-hole about pretty much everything, so this is obviously that. And again, this person easily just shows logs because they exist and Pirate Software's best response to this is, but the pixels, they're fake. Idiot. Anyway, as you can see, 3 hour call, 5 minute call, 9 hour call, some kind of thing like this. I don't know what this is, but this is not his phone, by the way. Don't worry about it. Uh, this call, an hour, 13 hours right there, which is insane. There's so much of this stuff. This is unedited Discord footage, by the way. That's your account, Pirate Software. It even has the exact same date of creation, and yes, this is the time of creation, so, everyone knows that this is the same Pirate Software account, okay? Shia, I guess despite you and Thor being people with a speck of higher thought, you forgot all about how Discord logs your call's history and who started it. True, true. Because this is what this person claims. Again, this is just a reiteration of what Pirate Software says. It's all fake, it's all made up, none of this is true. Do we have proof of it? No. And then this person is, well, here's the proof that it's not fake. What you gonna do about it? Which is hilarious. Imagine getting outplayed by a literal furry. And then we have more, and this is probably the best one. This is this person right here saying, the problem in the Discord, by the way, the problem is that he knows we don't have receipts because he nuked all of his chats before he tried this originally. So we couldn't save anything. Really? It was heavily planned. Again, we're literally creating a Bond villain here, okay? But instead of blowing up the world, it's pursuit for everyone. And not like there was anything but like normal convo. Yeah, well, I mean, in their world, this probably isn't that insane even, but I mean, in my world, this is pretty insane. About Steam, etc., just everything gone. None of this was about Steam, as we can see. That's a bold ass lie. Well, okay, some of it was about Steam, but it's like, okay, hey, donate to my campaign and now come into the call so we can role play as ferrets. Disgusting. We don't have receipts because he nuked all of his chats. Bullshit. When Thor's messages are the only ones that are deleted. I guess normal convert for you is spending 10 hours in a voice call with someone you supposedly turned down because Hyper S weird dad's behavior. Damn. Again, again. There's not much left, but it is hilarious. I don't care what you think of me, but what you see here is stores repetitive dishonest behavior. The same thing he did with Ross Scott and SKG. No idea what Ross Scott and SKG is. The same thing that he did Yamato in World of Warcraft. Yes, we saw that. The same thing he did to EVE Online devs. Yes, we also saw that. He was trying to blame the EVE Online devs for all of his problems and failures. The same thing he did to Mr. Robot's creators, etc. I have no idea what this is. Maybe I know, I just don't recognize the name. It's the same it's the same dishonesty he had in 2019 when he accused me of doxing him, despite his number never existing in a chat log. This was one of the things that PirateSoftware did, and you could see this in the previous piece that was originally the start of this whole thing. That PirateSoftware tried to get things removed, contacted with things and said, "Oh, they're breaking your terms of service," because the PirateSoftware is well known for trying to abuse systems like DMCA claims and legal things. He copyright struck the game because he decided that, hey, he actually owns the game or something. The Roach one. He decided to do that. PirateSoftware has a huge history of doing things like that, and this is one of them. He claimed that this is a breach of privacy because there's his phone number in the original doc that was made 5 years ago at this point, which there wasn't. But he claimed that there is, and he told his followers that are mostly morons that there is, so everyone should report it for personal information leak, which again was not even remotely true. Despite his number never existing in the chat logs when running in a phone number search using regex, the same chat log that was remaining unchanged since the first post in 2018. And yeah, I mean, you can see this. People are posting, "Oh, you doxed him," but that's not even remotely true. And then this is the end. It is the same dishonesty he exposed about Hardbone. So the next time Thor and Shia say anything, remember their track record before you accept their words. Everyone now knows that PirateSoftware is a blatant liar and an ego loser maniac with a fragile ego above everything else. Thor and his team have a history of deception and manipulation that intentionally distorts the truth of the situation. And to end everything off,
Heartbound, the indie game that I work.
listen to this. It's honestly pretty funny. I would kind of say it's pretty funny, especially at the end. It's a little bit long, but trust me, it's worth it.
People are currently review bombing this. They're very upset, and I can understand why in some of those cases. I haven't worked on the game for the last year. When will Heartbound full release? I'm working on that. My hope is to get out Animus very soon, within the next month. This is what I work on when I'm not on stream 99% of the time. So right now I'm actually...
I love, by the way, the people who used to be PirateSoftware fans, now they're talking about his coding, and they're like, I watched his coding streams for a year, and I actually never saw him code a single line of code. That all he does is change like a notepad things that what he should do and should not do, and that's it. That he has now that there are legitimately people who watched PirateSoftware before they started disliking him, and they came to the conclusion that, wait a minute, in months of watching him, I have not seen him code a single line of code in his coding streams.
In the middle of making this environment right here, which is incredibly enormous, right? And these are the last two environments that need to be done for Animus to be finished. 2025 release, we're actually planning on releasing it, almost all of it, this year. Because I only have this much left. Animus is 98% completed, by the way. And then we have the final scene for Animus, and then we're done. Animus is almost done. By the way, when Animus is done, Jotunheim will probably take me about 3 months. So when we look at this, Animus is 98% complete, and the overall game is 89% completed. The Clash is.
Like, the funniest part about this is just the spreadsheet that does 100% thing. And how the hell is this? Like, bruh, how are you actually doing this? How are you doing this? You do a little bit of a job and then you just write in a random percent of how much do you think this is actually complete? That is so stupid as a way to actually check your progress. This is literally just set pieces for streams to make it to make. I actually want to try it. I want to make a stream where I pretend I'm a coder because I use colorful language that I'm making up on the spot, and then have an Excel spreadsheet that shows like percentiles of me finishing a game that I'm not even making. I wonder how many people could we actually fool. I'm guessing a lot.
Is 89% completed. The Clash is super ready, and that's kind of what we're working on right now. Animus is at 99% completion. That 6 months ago, I was also really close to finishing Animus, but then the community exploded in size, and now I'm finally actually close to finishing Animus. For real this time. I'm really glad. The next update should finish up Animus, which I've finished the writing for finally.
And this is again the last seconds. That's the best kicker. Okay.
So I just finished all the writing for Animus, which is kind of cool. Animus is basically text-wise done, and this is what needs to get done for Animus to be done. These 2 rooms are all that's left. And I worked on all of this. The writing is actually done for these 2, so I actually have to mark those out for ENUS, so these are actually done. With Heartbound, I've actually been working on it off stream every day, like I have been for months, and I'm done with most of the writing for the end of Animus. Like, it's basically done. How's your progress with Heartbound? Great. I actually finished off a whole section for Animus that I was really happy about the other day. How's Heartbound's progress? Heartbound's doing really well. I actually finished a whole bunch of like dialogue stuff for Animus last night, and basically I'm just working on the combat scene for the end of Animus now, which is nice. It's like the last piece I need. Finally finished the grand majority of writing needed for Animus and Heartbound. Yeah, Animus is basically finished. I'm pretty happy with it now. How done is Animus? Animus is very, very close to being. I haven't worked on the game for the last year.
The ending is amazing. I mean, he finishes the same thing like over and over and over again in the course of months, like multiple times, and then he just like, oh, I haven't actually like done anything in the past year. you can't make this up. Like, the guy just confidently lies about everything. It's just beautiful. This is like a twisted form of poetry, but less gay or more gay in this case. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, PirateSoftware. She just keeps on giving, boys. Ooh-wee, Betsy just keeps on giving. What can I say? Bye.